They sort of like mixed up, and then, why did you say anything sooner? I said, I thought you kept me in there because... And they went, no, that's insane. Why would we do that?
How are you, mate? You well?
Very good, yeah. Good to actually sort of chat to you about a bit of golf. That was nice.
You loved it, Tobes.
Yes, it was, I spotted the clubs in the corner. That would be terrible if we were just practising.
Well, you can tell that you're a golf fan, Tom, because in that corner of my golf club, because I'm playing golf, but also a giant unicorn, and you looked in that corner and went, oh, golf club's over there.
We have loads of these unicorns in my... Well, I've got 2.5-year-olds, so the unicorns are everywhere. Our house is just literally it's like we've got a whole stock of unicorns.
Right.
A flurry of unicorns.
Used to them, yes.
Yeah, a collective group of unicorns is called. A flurry of unicorns sounds nice.
I liked it. Well, it's very lovely to have you here, and there's lots to talk about and so little time, so let's dive straight in. Now, first of all, your stand-up special, Underdog, is being aired tomorrow, 21st of August, on Sky Comedy and Now as well. So, how does that come about? So do you do the tour, you do the show, and it's gone well, and then it must be nice to get the call going, we're going to put it on TV.
Well, the idea was always to sort of film it and put it somewhere, and it was, sort of then you're like thinking, I'm going to invest and put this on myself, and then lucky enough Sky came in and wanted to put it. I mean, I find it mad. I find all of this journey mad, like I was sort of coming to this industry sort of so late that every little bit of it's, wow, this is an incredible moment. And I think to have so when you start off like doing open mic gigs and you're doing it in front of 3 people and a dog, it's the dream and aspiration is always at some point to sort of do it just in front of a few more people. But to have a special is, it feels like a real amazing moment. I'm so proud of the show. It's been 2 years in the making to get that. The special we shot in Portsmouth, it was, it feels great. It feels very nervous about it going out because, more people are going to watch it, more people are going to give feedback, positive or negative. So, it's very exciting.
Oh, no, I can't wait to see it. Now, so it explores your life because you're, like you touched on there, your route to stand-up comedy, not the usual route. So you were working on a building sites at the time.
Yeah.
And then when did you go, might as well give stand-up a go?
If I'm going to be quite honest with you, Zoe, it was like, I sort of went through a bit of a time of sort of, I don't know, like I've been a labourer. Let me just say, but quite clearly, a lot of people elevate from being a labourer to sort of having an actual trade. I didn't. I'd been a labourer for 20 years, just carrying stuff. I thought, this can't be it forever. I don't think my back will last. And I'd seen Mickey Flanagan at the Backyard Club one night, and it blew my mind. I thought, it was the first time I'd sort of watched stand-up, I guess, and seen it being really accessible for someone like myself. And I thought, I might just give that a try, see how it goes, and booked to do like a 10-minute spot somewhere, an open spot, turned up, sort of told some stories, it went well, then it went badly, and then it went well, but then I just was obsessed. I just thought this is, and like I say, at that point in my life, I was just like, I'd been doing the same thing for such a long time. This felt like something a bit different, a little bit. So I had no aspirations of it going, this is going to change my life. It was just enough just to do something different and travel and hopefully for the most part make people laugh when you're doing so. So man, that was the start of it.
Were you getting laughs on the building site, or was everyone that you worked with going, Tom's doing comedy? That guy's never made me laugh once.
I'd say that I got more laugh. That's pretty much how I kept my job for 20 years. The fact I could have a joke and I could do impressions of various people on sites. It was, that was all I was good at in any job that I've ever done. From school, really, that's all I could do at school as well. Hence, I have no qualifications. I was just good at just having a laugh, and I think the truth is the funniest people I've ever been around are usually people who work on sites, or people who work in cafes, or everyday folk. I find that's even with them a stand-up now, I like the idea it's more of a conversation I'm having with people in a room rather than these are some jokes and this is just going to be fired at you. I like to keep it as sort of almost as sort of organic as it can be, but man, I think my sense of humour got me not got me fired. I mean, recessions I managed to get through. I was very cheap as a labourer. Cheapest labourer. My only hope is that no one ever sort of thought, we could just put this on a set of wheels and drag it around. Yeah. That would be the only cheaper alternative.
Yeah, but that wheelbarrow does terrible impressions. Yeah. Now, I was reading about what's coming up in the show, and I'm going to watch it tomorrow night when it comes out, and there's lots in there, including the fact that you were told that you're punching by a waiter.
Yeah.
How does that come? So this is my long-suffering wife over here, and as you can imagine, I get told I'm punching. We got told by an air steward the other day. I thought, just give me the peanuts, mate. Do you know what I mean?
No, but that is the only accessible thing. Like, it's the only thing that seems like me and my wife will be out for dinner, and she'll go to the bathroom and waiter turned around and said, "Is that your wife?" And I was like, "Yeah." He went, "You're punching." I was like, "I will be in a minute, son." It's an insane thing because it feels like people are allowed to say it.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm glad I'm like. Yeah, I want to be on the other side of that.
Yeah. Oh,
I want
no.
someone to go, "Is that your wife?" And you do better than that.
Come on, mate. Believe in yourself a little bit.
Like, I could see the other side. My wife sat there and said, "Is that your husband?" Yeah. What's happened?
Yeah. When you go to the toilet, I shot your husband earlier. What's going on there then? It's true though. Why is it okay to say it? I mean, I completely agree with everyone that says it, but why is it okay? It never gets said the other way around, does it?
No.
No one ever says it the other way around.
I mean, in some, is it a I don't know. I find it just very intrusive. It's a sort of I'd much sooner walk over and go, "You seem a happy couple."
Yeah,
to see.
Yeah.
What a lovely sight.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what? I hope you have many happy years together.
There's some free dough balls.
Now, also fascinating this. So, I never know when I always get given notes on the guests I've got coming in, and some bits I read and I go, "Is that true or is that Wikipedia?" Because it says here that you were a builder in the week, and then you were a drag queen singing Disney songs at the weekends.
So this is I think this is a Wikipedia. There's a truth to it,
right?
I'd moved to Manchester. I'd fallen insanely in love with someone years and years ago at a festival. I thought, I'll move in with this person, and the festival wore off, let's say, and the romance wasn't as. So I was working on sats during the day, and then I'd been doing bits of stand up, and I sort of wanted to get gigs, but I had no links. And then I got chatting to a geezer in a bar, and he said, you should give like drag queening a go. And I thought, why not? In for a penny, in for a pound. And I lived a life a bit like Billy Elliot. I was sort of in the day, I was on sites with all these sort of like northern men, sort of labouring for them. And in the evening, I was sort of, dancing around singing Littlest Mermaid. And then sort of trying to keep the two worlds separate. I'd sort of like, you could be sort of like, oh, they can't find out. Well, have you shaved your leg? But you know what? And this was before drag was what it is now. But I loved it. I genuinely thought, and hopefully maybe for the next show, it's something that I think is a brilliant art form. I would love to finish the next sort of tour show with like a massive
it'd be great.
spectacle.
It'll be wonderful. That would be. That would be wonderful.
Your eyes have just sort of...
No, but like to return back to that would be beautiful.
Yeah, just
Will be.
I want to know where the people are.
I love the idea of you getting your worlds mixed up and turning off at sight in a seashell bra. Going, oh no, I'm labouring today, aren't I? Oh, I'm gonna,
Whose fishtails is this?
or turning up at a bar in a high vis, going, oh no, sorry, you wanted the seashell bra, didn't you? Oh, I always get these mixed up. I love that. Well, it's nice that Wikipedia wasn't entirely wrong about it. Now, whilst I get you here, because there's a couple of other things I want to talk to you about. By the way, somebody texted in, a few people texted in.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a return of Murder and Successful at any point?
It's a mad thing because that show sort of really kind of finished about 7 or 8 years ago, and then now it's got this whole new life on Netflix. I don't know. I never say never. It was an incredible show that sort of launched my career. Really, it was the sort of thing that and subsequently has got this other life over in America with Will Arnett and all these other amazing people. So I don't know. We're doing a thing at the moment that's kind of sort of a version of that.
Yeah.
Me and James DeFront, who sort of was the director and sort of creator of it. So we're sort of doing something that's a little bit similar, but I don't know. It's hard to say. You never know. I always think like we did 3 amazing series. It was an incredible thing to do. It culminated in winning, I think, the best award you can win, and leave it there.
Yeah.
It's done, and it was something to be proud of. And I think it's in what I've always looked at my career, and is always what is the next thing. How do you elevate? How do you hopefully you can keep on doing. And I think when sometimes going back can sort of almost be detrimental to that.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Got quite a lot going on at the moment, isn't
Yes.
it?
Yeah. I've got my fingers in a few pies.
Yeah, but no, just because also you're in Paddington too, and Wonka as well,
Right.
and I mean those are as big as it gets, proper huge film productions. Bear in mind that you were, labouring on a building site. Are there moments when you're on the set of like Wonka and Timothée Chalamet singing, and you're going, how on earth How did this happen? Or has it happened so quickly you don't have time to take stock of it all?
It was a mad thing. Number one, I thought with Timothy, I found him a really good guy to be around, and if you watch the stand-up special, there's a story that we end with, but I won't give it away now. But Timothy, I loved him. He was a very normal young man to hang about with and have a bit of a laugh with. I will say that any ideas of grandeur that I had, well, I was brought back down to earth on the first day when everyone else had these big Winnebagos, and they put me in a tray, like what is called a three-way in the industry, which is essentially a Winnebago that's been broken into three. And I was like, okay. Everyone else was, God, these trailers are incredible. And I was like, are they? And I just thought, okay, maybe that's just how it is. Like, and sort of, so I spent the whole time in this sort of tiny little three-way, which I could barely move in. I was like a daddy long legs in a sort of small jar. And I come up to the producer at the end, and they said, you enjoyed it? I said, it's been amazing. I said, just a quick thing, why was I in such a small trailer? And there was a clerical error. They sort of like mixed up, and then, why did you say anything sooner? I said, I thought you kept me in there because, and they went, no, that's insane. Why would we do that? They felt really bad. It was like this whole thing, and like, I felt very lucky to be there. I thought like, I didn't want to be the guy walking over, what are my trailers? Yeah. Absolutely tiny. And I go, all right, off you go. You're lucky just to have a job here. I mean, I'd have made the breakfast for everyone. I'd have done anything. Yeah. So, but that, that's a lesson in life. I should have said something earlier. That's just cram. And also, I at the time, I had a 3-month-old, so I had no sleep. And I literally had to engineer a way that I could make 2 chairs that I'd taken from set and a sofa, so I could like make it into almost like a bed. It was a real tragic.
Meanwhile, there's another like Tom Davis, who's like the camera operator, living the life of Riley's in a hot tub somewhere.
One of the extras is just going, I can't believe it. Turning up on Star Wars a couple of weeks later going, no, usually I get a Winnebago.
Where's the champagne and the fruit basket?
Have you seen that stormtrooper who fancies himself?
Did you ever find out who was in? They split it into 3. Who was either side of you? Because if it's like Zendaya next door, you're like, okay, I'm in good company here.
No. It was essentially one was an SA's which is an extras dressing room, and I think one was an extras toilet. Sometimes they just an overflow, and they just started using mine. I come in there. Only once. Only.
Well, there was me asking, it must be so glamorous working on these sets.
It was an
Turns out
thing. It was incredible. It was like an incredible thing, and I'm very proud to have been a part of both those films. It's like mad because I watched Paddington 2 with my daughter the other day, and she's sort of 2.5, and it blew her mind. She loves Paddington, the cartoon, and we watched the film, and then all of a sudden her dad's there, and it was little moments like that, like, wow, that's, and it's Murder and Successful, King Gary, all those sorts of shows, which are sort of probably more sort of grown-up shows. All of a sudden you've got kids coming up to you, and they recognise you from Wonka, and it's very special, man. I think it's an incredible, I think Paul King's a genius, and it was, I loved being a part of it.
That's awesome. I always think with films like Wonka and Paddington 2, especially Wonka, you are really trusting when you're on set and you're looking around at the set and it's all pink and candy everywhere. You're like, this is either going to be brilliant or this is the worst career decision I've ever. Like, you're absolutely trusting that they've got a vision for it. And then when it comes out, you must be like, phew, it's really good.
When it first came out, I was genuinely hoping I'd made the cut. Really? I thought this was going to be a long premiere if the opening scene isn't me anymore. I've just got another guy who looks a bit like me. I've got to say, like, from the moment I read the script and from the moment, I know Paul, obviously, from Paddington 2, and I just knew. And also, it's like, we all grew up probably in the heyday of these sorts of films, like the Gremlins, the Goonies, these sort of like films that were sort of like just felt like big family movies. So to be in sort of what feels now like a sort of new sort of range of that in both Paddington and Wonka felt like, wow, this is incredible. And then you're like, okay, the next thing has to be slightly different.
Yeah. Well, I mean, awesome. From being a labourer who never progressed past labouring for 20 years to doing Paddington 2 and Wonka. And your stand-up special, Underdog, is coming out tomorrow on Sky Comedy and Now, and I can't wait to watch it. But Tom, it's been an absolute pleasure. That's gone so quickly. It's nearly 9 o'clock. But thank you very much for coming in. Come back and see us anytime at Radio X, please.
Bless you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Tom Davis, everybody.
Radio X.